Welcome to Legacy English. Today, we're taking you on a captivating journey through the life of one of the most inspiring and transformative leaders in modern history, Nelson Mandela. This isn't just a historical lesson, it's also an exciting opportunity for you to improve your English. By following along with this story, you'll learn new vocabulary, sharpen your listening skills, and see grammar in action within real contexts. As we explore Mandela's extraordinary life and the powerful impact he had on the world, we'll also guide you through language lessons in a fun and educational way. This video is not only about history, but also about the power of language and how words can shape movements, change lives, and promote peace, justice, and freedom. Who was Nelson Mandela? And how did his courage, resilience, and commitment to equality change the course of history? We'll dive deep into his early struggles, his battle against apartheid, his 27 years of imprisonment, his presidency, and the lessons we can learn from his remarkable journey. Stay with us for an inspiring story and an amazing chance to improve your English. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in Mvezo, a small village in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. He belonged to the Thembu royal family, and his father was a chief in his community. Mandela's childhood was shaped by the traditional Xhosa culture and the African values of community, respect, and courage. Mandela's education began at a Methodist school, where his teacher gave him the English name Nelson. His schooling was modest, but it paved the way for his further education. He later enrolled at the University of Fort Hare, one of the most prestigious institutions for black students in South Africa at the time. However, his political activism began during his time at Fort Hare, and after a student protest, he was expelled. After leaving Fort Hare, Mandela moved to Johannesburg, where he worked as a law clerk and completed his law degree through the University of South Africa, UNISA. During his time in Johannesburg, he became more involved in the growing movement against apartheid and racial segregation, joining the African National Congress, ANC, in 1943. By the 1940s, South Africa was firmly entrenched in apartheid, a system of racial segregation and discrimination enforced by the government. Mandela and other anti-apartheid activists believed that the struggle for freedom and equality would require more than just peaceful protest. They began to advocate for both non-violent resistance and later armed struggle as a response to the government's brutality. In 1948, the National Party came to power in South Africa, officially establishing apartheid. Mandela and his colleagues at the ANC realized that the situation would only worsen. In 1949, Mandela became involved in organizing protests, strikes, and campaigns to demand the end of apartheid laws and better treatment for non-white South Africans. In 1961, after years of failed negotiations and growing frustration with the government's resistance to change, Mandela co-founded Umkhonto we Sizwe, the armed wing of the ANC, which would later lead to acts of sabotage and direct resistance against the apartheid state. In 1962, Nelson Mandela was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment for his involvement in plotting sabotage and organizing resistance against the apartheid regime. His trial, known as the Rivonia trial, put him in the spotlight as a symbol of resistance for oppressed South Africans. Despite the harsh conditions of prison life, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken. He spent 18 years on Robben Island, a notorious prison off the coast of Cape Town, where he was subjected to hard labor, limited visits, and poor living conditions. Despite being imprisoned, Mandela's status as a symbol of resistance only grew stronger. His fight for freedom and equality became a rallying cry for the global anti-apartheid movement. As South Africans continued to resist, the world took notice, and protests and international pressure against apartheid intensified. In 1990, after nearly 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela was finally released. His release came after years of pressure from both domestic and international movements, including economic sanctions and global protests. Mandela's first words upon his release were a call for unity and peace. "I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way. But I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb." Mandela's release marked the beginning of a new era in South Africa. He led negotiations that resulted in the end of apartheid and the transition to democratic rule. In 1994, South Africa held its first multiracial democratic elections, and Nelson Mandela was elected as the country's first black president. His presidency emphasized national reconciliation and healing the deep divisions created by apartheid. Mandela worked tirelessly to promote racial harmony and equality, rejecting revenge and embracing forgiveness. After serving as president from 1994 to 1999, Mandela retired from political office but continued to be a global ambassador for peace, justice, and human rights. His leadership inspired generations of people worldwide, and his wisdom and integrity earned him global recognition. He received numerous honors, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993, alongside then-President F.W. de Klerk, for their joint efforts to end apartheid peacefully. Mandela's post-presidential work focused on issues like HIV/AIDS awareness and global peace-building. Nelson Mandela passed away on December 5, 2013. But his legacy endures. His life's work continues to inspire leaders, activists, and individuals around the world to stand up for justice, equality, and freedom. He remains a beacon of hope and a reminder that the fight for human dignity is worth every sacrifice. As we reflect on Mandela's extraordinary journey, it's clear that his life is a testament to the power of resilience, forgiveness, and leadership in the face of overwhelming injustice. Understanding figures like Mandela not only helps us learn about history, but also teaches us the importance of empathy, tolerance, and the fight for justice. Thank you for watching this video on Legacy English. We hope this story has helped you improve your English while providing valuable insights into history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Stay tuned for more engaging content that will help you learn English through fascinating stories. See you next time on Legacy English for another inspiring journey through history and language. Goodbye.